Hey everybody, this is Matt. We're at Texas Toast Guitars. Today I'm going to show you how to slot a fretboard and glue it onto your neck blank. So I've got a special project that I'm working on. I've got a piece of catalogue here that is going to make an excellent, very basic, very simple fretboard. I've got my fretboard slotting template here, and I've got my radial arm saw. We're just going to go ahead and jump in and get started. This is my fretboard slotting template that I got from Stu Mac many years ago, and I've cut hundreds and hundreds of fretboards using it. I'm going to be using my radial arm saw to do that because anytime I can add power, I like to add power. There's a little pin right back here, and it indexes on the slots for the template. I offset my pin because I didn't want my blade to be in contact with the pin at any time. I did this a long time ago, and you know what? If I had it to do over again, I probably would just go ahead and make it in line with the blade. But I've gotten accustomed to using it, so for all those people who go, you know, you don't need to do that. Yeah, I know. I'm just letting you know why I did it, and that I'm used to it now. So I'm going to use the 24 3/4 inch side here. This is my fretboard blank, and it's got one smooth side from the joiner. No, it doesn't. We need to do that. Okay, now I have a nice smooth jointed edge, and I'm going to use double stick tape to attach it to my template. I've marked the side that I want the frets to go on, which means that the other side is the side I want the glue to go on. I need to go back and redo that old video where I visited the masking tape and super glue thing that a lot of guys are using, because I'm such a not fan of that.
Look up and discuss to the man with the trust. When he barks, it's almost lewd, cause he thinks he's getting food. Just a scrap for this cat and a shut up, just like that. He's Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. Never in a hurry, no time to worry, not a care at all. He's Buster the dog. Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. Never in a hurry, no time to worry at all. Willie makes this crazy noise like he's choking on one of his toys. You think that he might pass 60 years, you can kiss my ass. When he barks, it's almost lewd, because he thinks he's getting food. Just a scrap for this cat.
The radial arm saw makes really super short work of this job. Like I say, guys, anytime you can add power, it's a good thing. The next thing I'm going to do is trim my fretboard so that it's just barely big enough to go over the neck, to overhang the neck that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use my bandsaw to do that.
Buster the dog. Buster the dog. Never in a hurry, no time to worry, not a care at all. It's Buster the dog. It's Buster the dog. Never in a hurry, no time to worry at all. Come on, Bert!
When it comes to getting the fretboard glued on in exactly the right spot, you have to make sure that it's not going to squirm around once you get glue on it. The easiest way that we've found to do this is to dry clamp the fretboard where it's to go and put some indexing pins to hold the fretboard steady while the glue sets up, while you get your clamps on it. So what I like to do is I got my 5/64 drill bit chucked up in my drill press. We're going to dry clamp the fretboard exactly where it's supposed to go, and we're going to drill in a tiny little bit here into one of these fret slots, and we're going to index the fretboard to the neck with some specialty tools that I had specially made for this job. I'm going to show you those here in just a second. And I'm going to clamp it. And then the reason that I like to make sure the neck is just slightly smaller than the fretboard is so that when I'm down here on this end, it's really, really easy to see how far off it is. And I can see that the nut end is slightly off. Let's go ahead and clamp that, and we'll check it with some calipers and make sure it's good to go. We're still off a little bit. We're just going to keep scooching this around until it's just perfect. And take your time too, y'all, when you're doing this. Make sure you get it right. Your patience will be rewarded. So like I said, I got a 5/64 drill bit in my drill press. I'm going to just drill a small hole through one of the fret slot up here towards the headstock and one down here towards the heel. And then we're going to use some specially made indexing pins. You got to make sure you don't drill into where the truss rod is, and you also want to make sure you don't get too far to the side so that you'll see the indexing pin when you go to shape the neck. You can draw a center line on here if you want. I just sort of go for it these days. So you guys remember when I told you that I had these specially made tools that index the fretboard to the neck? Well, here it is. And as you can see, it is dimensionally identical to a toothpick that you can buy in the grocery store. But don't be fooled, this is made with some serious tone wood here. So I have these specially made for me. I'm not even gonna leave a link in the description because I don't want you guys knowing where I have these made. So you just go ahead and you clip the toothpick, the indexing pin, and put it in your neck. So if you leave the pointy end out, it's easier to get the fretboard on there, and then you slowly and gently press it down, and that's gonna lock the fretboard to the neck. Now we can go ahead and glue everything up. We can cut the excess off of here, and when we need to press frets in, it's as easy to just drag that Japanese pull saw through this fret slot. That's why we use wood to do that, and because we're guitar makers, we use tone wood. Duh.
When you call him in, he stares. He can't hear, so why's he care? When he barks, it's almost lewd, because he thinks he's getting food. It's just a scrap for this cat and his Shellooe. Just like that, he's Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. Never in a hurry, no time to worry, not a care at all. He's Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. He's Buster the dog. Never in a hurry, no time to worry at all. Never in a hurry, no time to worry at all. Never in a hurry, no time to worry at all.
Okay guys, it is the next day, and as you can see, the glue is all dried, and it's overhanging. My fretboard needs to be trimmed out. Now this is why I like to do the radiusing after the fretboard is glued on. That's one of the reasons actually. So we're going to go over to the bandsaw, and we're going to trim off as much of this as we can with the saw, and then we're going to chase it on the router table.
Call him in, he stares. He can't hear, so why's he care? When he barks, it's almost lewd, because he thinks he's getting food. It's just a scrap for this cat and his shut up. Just like that. He's Buster the dog.
He's Buster the dog.
He's Buster the dog.
He's Buster the dog.
Never in a hurry, no time to worry, not a care at all. He's Buster the dog.
He's Buster the dog.
He's Buster the dog.
He's Buster the dog.
Never in a hurry, no time to worry at all. Never in a hurry, no time to worry at all. Never.
All right, guys, so there you go. Here is the neck in a body that will eventually get pickup routes and control cavity routes and bridge and stuff like that. But that is a video for another day. So let's just recap a little bit. We took this fretboard here and we cut fret slots in it. We used a power saw to do that. If you don't have a radial arm saw or a table saw with that blade in it, you can always do that by hand, but you know how I am. Anytime you can add power, it's a good time. Then we glued the neck to the, then we glued the fretboard to the neck, and we indexed it with some little pins. You can see them there. They're just toothpicks, so you can cut right through those with your fret slotting saw and press frets in there. No big deal. If you have any questions about what we did in the video, please leave them in the comment section below, or if you just want to tell me that I'm cool, you can do that as well. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already clicked that subscribe button, why don't you go ahead and do that now. Let's see, what do you guys think of this guitar? I can't decide if I like it or not. If you appreciate content like this, you might want to go over to our Patreon page and consider becoming a member. Even $1 a month goes a long way to helping us bring you guys neat stuff like this. But if you can't do Patreon, we totally get it. Just share the video and help us grow the channel that way. Any place you can think of and see what they have to say about fretboard, slotting, and gluing. So until next time, this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what I did. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time.
I wanna play my guitar the